therapy, but really don't know what it means. So today's presentation is really just to tell you a little bit more about the work that we do with regression, how it works and how it doesn't work, so you can get a better idea if it's something that you feel would be useful in your situation. So what exactly does regression therapy do? Well, it's a method used by us therapists to help clients understand how past events in their life have impacted their present and their future. Regression therapy is something that differentiates between the conscious mind, so that's the world that we're aware of at this moment, and the subconscious mind. That's the part of us that acts automatically. It deals with our habits and emotions, and in some cases it's so ingrained in us that we don't even know that it's working in the background. When we use regression, our idea is to really help our clients get to the root cause of their problem. So they will come in, they will say they have an issue with something, and as therapists we probably know that something from their past has caused that problem. And regression therapy is used to try and find out what it is that's causing this blockage or problem to persist in the here and now. We use regression therapy for all kinds of reasons in our clinic. Anxiety, depression, fears, phobias, weight loss, confidence, addiction problems such as gambling or alcoholism. We're trying to find the fundamental reason why a person has a problem. These issues don't come out of nowhere. You aren't born anxious. You aren't born with a fear or a phobia. The chances are it is learnt over time, or something happens to you to make it occur. We always say that in our clinic that we're ruled by our emotions, and usually underpinning these problems is a powerful emotion, whether that be sadness, a fear, a worry, guilt. Something is there hidden beneath the surface and we can't deal with it. So therefore our mind comes up either with a way of coping with it to try and make us feel better. So for example, somebody might feel guilty about doing something, and because of that guilt it eats away with them literally. And so what do? They spend their time eating food obsessively as a way of distracting themselves from this guilt that they feel inside. Our job is to find out what caused this problem all that time ago, and then to help them find a better way forward of managing it, rather than, in that example, using food. So how does it work? Well, we certainly don't do one session wonders for regression. They don't work, they're not appropriate. Most of our clients see us for a minimum of 3 sessions, if not a few more, depending on their problem. Now, typically on the first session, we'll get you in and we do some conscious information gathering, just like a doctor or a physiotherapist or whoever would, asking you some questions about the problem that you've got. And then we use some suggestion hypnosis to get you nice and relaxed. And let's say you've got a fear of flying, then we'll be suggesting to you that you're going to feel more comfortable in the aeroplane, that you're not going to feel so nervous, that you can see yourself getting into that plane feeling calm and relaxed. The whole point of this session is to build rapport with you and to build trust. After that session, we send you away. Typically we give our clients an audio to listen to in between the first and second session, just so you can practice the self-hypnosis at home. So when you come back into the second session, you're likely to go into a deeper state of hypnosis. Now we can start to, in hypnosis, trying to bypass what your conscious mind is thinking to get to the very root cause of a problem. Now, that problem may take us 1 session to get out, or it may take 2 or 3, so depending on the person and the layers of the complexity of the problem. Once we know what the problem is, provided we are the experts in dealing with that, then we will try and help reprogram the way your mind is thinking, depending on what we have learned from that regression therapy. So I'll give you some examples of how this works in practice. Somebody comes in to see us and they tell us that they've got a fear of flying. I can almost guarantee that that person hasn't got a fear of flying at all. It's likely to be something else. Now, in this particular person's case that I'm thinking of, they came in with a fear of flying, but under regression hypnosis, they remembered an incident when they were a child, 5 years old, and they got stuck in the drawer under a bed when they were playing with their brother. The panic they felt in that drawer made the mind go, from now on, I never want to be stuck in a space where I can't get out of. You can see now that their real problem was claustrophobia and nothing to do with flying. Also, you can have anxiety. Anxiety seems to be a fear of something, but generally that anxiety is a way of keeping you safe. So, for example, if you've experienced something that upset you years ago, then it will be triggered because it's feeling that that situation is coming up again and it's making you run in the other direction. Or perhaps, for example, you think you've got a problem with confidence and you're worrying about having lack of confidence or being shy or not so being good at presentations. And then we find out in a regression hypnosis session that when you were a child, you got severely chastised or told off in a classroom, and a part of your brain worried about doing something wrong again, so decided it would stay in the background to avoid that kind of trouble. You can start to see that what a person initially thinks the problem is may not be the real heart of the problem, and that's where regression therapy is a fantastic tool for many people to find out what really is going on behind that conscious mind of theirs. Now, of course, you may have heard about false memory syndrome, and this typically occurs when untrained practitioners can create false memories in someone's mind by leading them in the questioning that they're doing to imagine that something else has happened to them. The mind is unreliable. It doesn't necessarily give you everything perfectly as it is. If I think about holidays I had as a child, I might start to go, oh, well, did I go to that location or that location? The memories get mixed up. One beach seems a bit like the other. And so I'm not quite sure exactly where I am when anything happens. And so it's never going to be perfect, this kind of therapy, but it is incredibly useful at getting to feelings, and that's what we're after. So we try and use what we call clean, non-leading language. In other words, language that doesn't lead you to give answers. So we're not going to say, hey, it must have been because of your dad when you were 5 years old. We have no idea. Most of our clients who come in to see us, the problems that are brought up tend to be relatively small, innocuous things. But the problem is when you're a child, these seem much bigger, and that's where the issue lies. There is a whole branch of hypnosis called forensic hypnosis, where this kind of regression or going back through memories is used in order to help people in court cases, for example, remember things. Not something that we particularly specialize in. And also you'll heard of past life regression, people who supposedly regress to past lives and remember incidents from hundreds of years ago. Again, this is not something that we do at Balanced Hypnotherapy. We believe that our clients, personally, their problems began very much in this world. If you would like to book in for a regression hypnosis set of sessions, then you can just contact me on the email that I've given there, or just give us a call. We do sessions all over the world, so you're not restricted anymore with seeing a practitioner who's only based in your area. Provided you've got a reasonable broadband and connection to the internet, we can do sessions via Skype, FaceTime, or even Facebook video. So just give us a call. We can arrange that and talk you through your problem to see if we can help, and then we'll go from there.